Good morning and welcome to a very sunny, very snowy UK this morning. We've had a bit of a splattering of snow here. I know elsewhere in the UK they've had a lot more, but we have a bit of a dusting here. So it is a very cold and frosty morning here in the UK, and it's lovely to welcome you in. My name is Helen Jennings. Let me just bring up this slide. And this is where you can find me, www.loveaduckie.co.uk. And that is my website where you'll find links to shops and blog posts and downloadables, retired stock, all sorts of things over there on my website. So do go and check that out. And also anywhere that you are looking for me on social media, whether that is Pinterest, whether that is YouTube, whether that is Facebook or Instagram, then do look out for Love-a-Duckie, and that is where you are going to find me. If you are joining me live, do pop on and say hello. And if you're joining on catch up, equally do pop on and say hello. It is lovely to know that we've got people here along with us, crafting along. So it's always nice to see who's joining us, whether live or whether later in the day, in the week, in the month, in the year, whenever. It is lovely to see your comments and to catch up with you. So let's come back up. As you can tell, I still have a bit of a croaky voice. I think we're into week 3 now. So we've missed a few lives. But I'm going to attempt to do one this morning. So I think we're going to stick to one card, but we're going to do a bit of a fancy fold this morning and see how that goes. So still a little bit fuzzy-headed as well. So who knows what will happen? We will see. So let me come on down to my downward-facing camera. I'll move my mouse mat out of the way. My mouse didn't want to play this morning without it. And I'm going to be using the Christmas Scottie. I was just having a check this morning before I came on to see what is still available in the last chance. So the Christmas Scottie Bundle is still there. You can still get your Christmas Scottie Bundle, and you can still buy this gingham paper as part of the bundle. So I thought we'd have a bit of a play with some of that, and it may be that you've got some laying around. But I thought we'd go with a fancy fold, and then you can perhaps have a go at it. Morning, Lisa, and use whatever papers and stamps and dies and things you've got. So I saw a card similar to this on a Facebook page the other day, and I thought we'd have a go at recreating it. As you can see, at the moment, I've had a go in paper. I've got bits of paper and measurements. So we're going to see how we go. There we have our measurements. Let's see where that takes us. I'm going to grab myself a piece of real red cardstock, I think. I do apologise for the coughing and croaking. Oh no, snow has stopped play with your bridge, Jackie. I am still very croaky and I'm still feeling not 100%, I have to say, but it's time to come and play. We can't spend our life watching Christmas movies, can we? And feeling sorry for ourselves. Right, so we have a piece of card here and I've cut it to 14.9 and it's 21 centimetres wide. So it's half a piece of A4 cardstock. And we are going to score it, and we are going to score it at, we're going to keep our fingers crossed that this all works. As you can see, I've only done it so far. And a bit of scrap paper. 1.5. Going to do it at 3, so that's 1.5 and 3. 5.5 and 8. This will be going up as a blog post later in the week, so I will link that in once that has gone live. I'll link it to the video, and then we're going to do 14.5. So we've scored that at 1.5, 3, 5.5, 8 and 14.5. Let us take a bone folder. Let's move that trimmer out the way for a minute. We shall want that back in a second. And we're going to burnish these on these score lines. Concertinaing it to make some steps. So we've got our front step, our second step, and then finally our back step. So we have a card that is going to stand a little bit like that. So that's our card base. Now we're going to cut ourselves some squares that we're going to use as diamonds to come across the top here. I can find myself some more cardstock in a minute, but we want one that is 9 centimeters square. One that is 8 centimeters square. We need one that is 7 centimeters square. That is actually 6.9. I think I'm not going to waste that piece of card. I'll make this final one 6.9 square. That extra millimetre, a blind man would be glad to see it, I'm sure. And these are going to sit in here, like that, to form our diamond sort of sections. So they're going to sort of stand out like this, and it will be a bit of a pop out diamond section. So let us cut ourselves some bits of DSP now. Now I think cut a piece for this back bit here, so that needs to be 6.6 centimeters by 14.4. I'm going to cut a piece that's 6 centimeters by 14.4, and we'll have that in the back there. And then we'll have another green piece, I think, on this front piece just here. So that needs to be 1 centimeter by 14.4. We'll have that coming across the front here. And then we need a bit in the middle, and let's go green again, I think. And we'll have a piece that is 2 centimeters by 14.4. Just move that to one side for now, and let's stick these mats in place on here. So I'm using the smaller check facing upwards. One. And 2. And 3. So there is our back piece. Then I think we'll go with red for the front pieces. So our squares were 9 centimetres, 8 centimetres and 7 centimetres. So our pattern paper will want to be 8.5 . Seven and a half, and the final piece will actually want to be 6.4 because we used that little 6.9 piece. We'll just make that a little bit smaller as well. Oh, gone to split screen. Have I gone back? It's showing a one screen here. Is it gone back to a one screen? Did I move it and it's gone to split screen? It's just showing me one screen on my my view. So if you could let me know if it's gone back. Did it? Oh, excellent. Must have knocked the mouse. So there we have one piece. Two pieces. And last but not least, 3 pieces. Let's stick those in place. So this back one, we're going to be able to put glue on all of this bottom section. So let's line that up. I'm going to line that up so these points are sitting at the top there. And it's sort of midway. Now this one, we obviously have only got a little section to glue down here. So I'm lining up these 2 pieces here. And this front one, just going to add some glue on this section, I think. We'll have that again, line those bottom pieces up, these side pieces. So when we lift that up now, we have a card with 3 diamond panels. Coming across there. Now I think let's have some Christmas Scotties to add onto there. So I'm going to find the one that matches the punch to start with. Here he is. I'm going to bring in my Stamparatus. And put it in place. white card. Will he fit on there? Yes, he will. Let's just hold that down with our magnet. Put him on there. I do need a mat underneath there. Because it is a photopolymer stamp. Put our mat in. Let's put our paper back on. Let's put our little Scottie dog on there. Let's pick him up. And we will ink him with some Memento ink. Use that punch out of there, and let's bring this in. With a good press down. His little tail didn't stamp very well. We'll give him another ink up anyway. Give that tail a good press. Move that magnet across just a little bit. That's better. Okay, so we have a nice black Scottie dog there. And I'm also going to do a nice red bow. So let me get the bow. And a little collar piece. Let's line up that little collar piece just there. Sticking to my fingers. And one little piece. Let's have you in here. Brilliant. And a little bow. Turn this round. We'll pick those pieces up and get some real red. And let's ink both of those up, both the bow and that little collar. Perfect. Right. Move that to one side for a minute. I may come back and do some more in a second. To start off with, let's punch out our little Scottie dog. And punch out our little bow. He is. So I think we'll have him sitting on the front here with some dimensionals. Let's have one on his tail. Doesn't want a droopy tail. Let's bring in his little bow. Cute. Stand that up for a minute. And to take the sentiment that says, may your day be furry and bright. A bit more white card. Let's have that on the front here. I'll put some dimensionals on the back of there. It's that bottom section. Right. I'm going to bring in these other Scottie dogs. These ones we are going to have to fussy cut because we don't have a punch for these. Just bring back in our Stamparatus. And we'll get some bit more white card. Let's have a look. 1 and 2. Let's ink these 2 up. And we'll ink them up again to make them a bit darker. I think we will just go once more for good luck. Of course, the Scottie dogs don't have to be black. Make them brown, white. Oh, completely creative and make them pink if you want to. New York, my scissors have gone walkabout. Oh, no, those are my ribbon scissors. Don't want those. There they are. Let's just fussy cut these. I'm going to give them a bit of a white border. Because obviously our punched out pooches had white borders. And it also makes it a bit easier in terms of cutting around the fuzzy bits if you've not got to be too exact. And we come. One. And here comes the other. I'm needing to be a little bit careful because obviously this has got 3 layers of ink on, which means getting slightly inky fingers. So there is a little bit of smudginess on my cardstock in the background. I don't want to transfer that. Anywhere we don't want it. Right, so we have 2 more little pooches. To move this out one to one side. I'm going to take this little collar piece and pop it on a small block. I'm going to, I think, use some garden green ink for the other 2. Nice. Let's put a few dimensionals on here. Ooh, I think I'll have him that side. Have him coming this side. just move this over onto his little nose so it's not sticking out of the back. And just going to take the trimmer. And let's just cut some strips of card to make a few little presents. I'm going to make them 2 centimetres square, I think. Let's have one more for luck. And just deciding on some little bows. Let's go black. I think I've got a tiny bit of black there. Got another reel, so we're okay. Bring in glue dot. A little bow just there. A bit of glue on the back. And there's my other little pack with some black in. Snip, snip. Add a glue dot to that one. Have a little present in there. Diddly little bows. Another glue dot. some dimensionals behind that one. A couple of little dimensionals behind that one. Sticking out there. One, two more little bows. One and two. Where have you gone? The second little present has just flicked. Flicked off underneath the counter. Right, found you. Just move some of this to one side for a minute so we can see what we're doing. Don't really want to dabble our card or fingers in that ink pad. And let's have a couple of presents just here. Everything crashing down. Let's have a look. Got some black dots. Put one on each of those. And there we go. A Scottie dog. Diamond fold card. Not diamond fold, but diamond. Is it an easel card? Possibly, sort of. Stepper card, diamond stepper card. Don't quite know what you would call that. Answers on a postcard. But yeah, a cute little card using those lovely gingham papers. So if you've still got some of those around, or as I say, you can still get your hands on some of those as part of the suite. And the gorgeous Scottie dog bundle, those little puppies peeping out, wishing you a Christmas where your days will be furry and bright. Just a fancy fold. Yeah, just a fancy fold. As I say, I will put that up on my blog over the next day or two. So if you didn't quite get those measurements, you'll be able to go and find them, and you could be creating that simple little card out of any of your papers or stamps or dies that you happen to have lying around. So let me just come back up here and say it's been lovely to be back with you today after a week or so away. And hopefully we shall just continue to get better, and back on Friday with hopefully a little bit more voice and perhaps a little bit more energy. You never know your luck. But do take care of yourselves, and so watch out for that blog post with all the instructions for the measurements and things for this little card. And lovely to be back with you and catch up with you all very, very soon.